chosen forms. During the rectification of Aldrani, the traveler came as a large and moving torrent. Then, during the third reconciliation, the last of the Tetric supplicants, they chose for him a new form, that of the giant Slore. Many chosen souls knew it was the roasting the depths of the Slore that day, I can tell you.
Do you want some coffee?
Yes. Do I?
Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Okay, so this is the Nostalgia Critic, angry video game nerd / kind of Ghostbusters panel.
Well, Ghostbusters is everywhere, so I couldn't hold back.
And yeah, we're pretty much just gonna open it up as a Q&A. Good, correct?
Sure.
No, that was my
yeah, that sounds good to me. How about you?
So yeah, let me pick the first one.
Okay, all right, let's just start on the left, I guess. With the pumpkin stick.
Oh, and we have a mic coming to you. Ah, ready. There we go. Which would that be able to see through?
Okay, I got two questions for Doug. The first one is something I've been wanting to ask for a while. It has to do with the bad credit card.
The bad credit card!
I'm sorry, I had to. I just couldn't help it. Okay. But seriously, I've been wondering for a while, like, was that really the reaction you had the first time you saw the whole thing?
Yeah. I was pretty angry. You guys hear me okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty angry when I saw it. I already knew it was going to be a bad movie, and then just when I saw that, I'm like, okay, Batman's dead for a few years. Yeah, that was just like the lowest point. It was just like an amazing low point. So yeah, I was pretty pissed off with it.
Okay, second question. This one's for both of you guys, actually. Now, you guys have done a crossover before with Ninja Turtles, which was good. But, well, he's the angry video game nerd, and you review nostalgic stuff. Do you ever guys consider doing, like, a crossover with the Revenge of the Nerds movies?
I kind of like those
Revenge of the Nerds movies?
Yeah, like, I kind of like those movies.
It's not a bad idea.
What about, I mean specifically the third and the fourth ones, because those ones are pretty bad.
Is there a third and a fourth?
Yeah.
You know, I never seen them. I knew of them in the 80s. I knew the nerd stereotype, obviously, you know. But when I was writing the nerd movie, I remember I was like, let me look at some of the classic nerd movies from the 80s, the real stereotypical nerd movies, just to get some inspiration. And I watched the whole Revenge of the Nerds series. I was just like, nah, I got nothing out of them all. Nothing useful.
I'm sure I stole the nerd from that. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's classic. Yeah, the jocks and the nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just figured it would be kind of funny to see you guys do at least the third and fourth one. Because trust me when I say this, I've seen them and they are bad.
All right, so I thought you were checking. So cool. Thanks so much, man. I guess I'll pick the next one. Oh, you know what? You have a microphone. You pick whoever you want. I think you're the one that has to run around. Well, I know you have to do the running around. Just pick someone. Not that guy.
I have two questions. The first one pertains to both of you. When you were doing that whole Angry Video Game versus Nostalgia feud back in, I think, 2008, how did that get started behind the scenes? Like, how did you two get in contact with each other to get this all started?
I think, like, people were just sort of saying, I think, like, with the Ninja Turtles movies, some people were saying, oh, it's like what the nerd does, it's like what the nerd does, and I kind of knew I was going to be compared to it because not a lot of people were doing, like, kind of our shtick for a while, and I just thought, wouldn't it be funny if I just sort of poke with a stick, see what happens? So I was saying, nerd, keep your fans under control, this is your job, your responsibility, and yeah, I think everyone's getting so angry. Who's this a-hole? Who's this jerk? Which is great, that's exactly what you want. But then I was afraid he was going to take it seriously, so like, you know, because some of the other people were, so I just emailed him, hey, this is just a joke, whatever, just a funny little thing, just don't take it seriously, and yeah, then you responded, you're like, this must be funny, actually.
Yeah, like I knew you had that, but I already knew it was like a joke, you know, I could tell, but I could just tell from your email, you weren't sure because if I would have taken it that way or not, because you never know, it's not, we were complete strangers then. now we know each other really well and we hang out all the time. But that time it was like that's just how we got to know each other, just by doing those videos. And I remember the first time when he came to my house and he drove from Chicago. He drove 12 hours or whatever to get from Chicago to Philadelphia. And remember, you're like, I know this is kind of weird to ask because you don't really know me. And you could say no, it's fine, but can I stay at your place? And I'm like, yeah, nah, you're staying in a hotel. But I think eventually, I think you would stay in my house then after that.
I think we got the hotel. Yeah, or that back before, so and then I think just from there, it's like it just made so much sense because like you were all white, I wore mostly black. It was very much like the Bugs Bunny Daffy Duck thing, and it's just like I don't know. It seemed to work really well.
Yeah. At the same time, it was kind of funny. One was movies and one was games, and it was kind of just like the way they just kind of crossed over. It wasn't really, it could have not crossed over. They could have been so separate because it's games and movies, but somehow just came together.
Yeah, so cool. Anything else?
Second question. This is for James, the Fabrications Club too. I know you wanted to end nostalgia to go with Lee, and I was wondering if James, if you had like a final episode for the nerd in mind, you with the whole big finale with Lee.
I don't right now because I just have no end in sight at the moment. So as long as there's no end in sight, I don't really have like a an ending kind of thing.
I thought you were going to end it with the movie, honestly.
Yeah, like it could have, if that would have been like a good way to end it, but, just keep on going until it's put done for real, which I have no idea when that would ever be. So for now, it's going strong. Well, board games has been a little more the focus this year. I've been doing more board game playing. Yeah. So, thank you. So, who knows, maybe next year I'll do more nerd. Because I'm going to end the year off with like a big board games season finale, kind of like with Dreamphone, how that was like the last one for a little while. I took a break, so I'm working up to a big episode at the end of the year, and and then after that maybe some more focus on nerd. After that, we'll see.
Cool. All right, we'll take the next one right here. Someone over on this side. There's another mic over there. Oh, you come back. Yeah, pick someone.
Hi dear big fan.
Hello.
How are you today?
Hey.
Pretty sweet. James, I'm a big fan of how you wear white shirts and drink beer. But I was wondering if you guys could do any reviews on Family Guy video games.
On Family Guy video games?
Yeah.
I know Family Guy video games.
I did not know. We'll look out for
I
that.
highly suggest that you play some Family Guy video games.
Recommend you Family Guy video games. Also check those out.
Cool. We'll do another one on this side, I guess. Alright.
Hi.
Hi.
Alright, so I guess I have a question for James and Doug. I'll go one first. Doug, so I know you do the nostalgia critic all the time. Is there any plans, maybe just in the back of your mind or something else like that you want to maybe try to do something on the site or on your own that would be like, not related to Nostalgia Critic, just like your own sort of story?
There's a couple of shows we're going to try and get off the ground sort of at the end of this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that we're trying to get going. And they're shorter and they're, but they're meant to be comedies and stuff like that. So I don't want to give them away, but yeah, we are working on that.
And James, so I just watched the Angry Video Game Nerd movie this week.
Yeah.
Pretty damn fun. So I guess just what the movie's loaded with visual effects. What was the most difficult one out of all of them?
Getting me to act.
What was the
That is a visual effect.
What was the most difficult visual effect in the movie? Effect that was done in post or in the shooting, or like anyone?
I guess actually, you know what? No, in the shooting, yeah.
In the shooting, I guess what sticks out has got to be the monster scenes, which were also the most fun. But there was a time, like right before we shot those scenes, it was so hard to like get all those specific buildings that we wanted and to get them to break the way we wanted and everything. And there was a time I was like, I didn't think it was going to work. I was like, oh my God, this is just a crazy idea. There's no way we're going to pull it off. And then we did, and then once it happened, like once the actual break happened, because you know you're only going to get one take, this thing's going to be destroyed, and then if it messes up, then you might, not get another take. That's it. So it was always like, just everybody's like nervous, like is this going to work? Is this going to work? And finally, when it went bam, and then it would break the right way, and you're like yes, and then it was like the most awesome feeling after that. A lot of relief.
Sweet. Thank you very much.
Cool. Yeah, we'll go over here. Yes.
This question is for James. How long would you say it takes for something to become retro?
Actually, I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
How long would you say it takes for something to become retro?
Well, how long does it take for something to be done?
Become retro.
To become.
How long does it take for something to become retro?
Oh, how long does it take for something to become retro? That's a good question. I think I'd say it has to be at least 10 years.
That'd be my guess, yeah.
Yeah. Like 90s things are becoming retro, but I can't see 2000s being retro yet. I think it'll be some time, but I don't know, it's getting there.
Yeah, I feel like, sort of the 90s bleeding into the 2000s, that's kind of retro. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, like 10 years sounds about right. That's enough let time, like the hype guy and people thoughts to look back and be like, oh, does this hold up or not, or is it a product of the times,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool. Let's put another one over here.
Okay, I have a question for the nerd and the critic. I'm going to start with critic since it's a tiny bit longer. Okay, so you reviewed Pixels. You had the live action things. Are you going to review the actual movie when it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray?
Am I going to review with the clips?
Yeah.
Oh, it was hard enough, just talking about it. Trust me, the less you want to see, the better. Trust me.
Alright, my question for the nerd is, think you can review Wild Woody on the Sega CD?
What game on the Sega CD?
Wild Woody, you're like a pencil in a side-scrolling game.
I heard wild what?
Wild Woody.
Wild Woody.
Yeah.
Wild Woody on this Sega CD. It sounds wild. I've not heard of that one, no. How is it?
Well, from what I've seen, it's pretty terrible. And pretty obnoxious. It's literally a pencil with hands and feet and a face.
How odd. Is it like that little clip that helps you in Microsoft Word? Did you give him a video game? Because that would be horrendous. So cool. All right, we'll take another one over here.
My question is for the nerd. How are you planning on reviewing a collab with Nick Gerard from the Complete?
I'm sorry, can you say again?
How are you planning on doing a collab with Gerard from the Completionist?
I'm planning on doing a collab with Gerard from the Completionist.
Oh, collab with
Gerard from the Completionist.
Oh, okay. Oh, it'd be cool, yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome, but yeah, there's no plans at the moment. Well, yeah, thanks.
Cool. We'll go now over here.
Yes, this is for both of you. And I was wondering if you could be my dads.
Yes, son. Yes. I'll just say yes. Thank you. Yes, have some.
Our wives will love that. Cool. We'll do another one over here.
I have two questions for James. My first one, can you do Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Mega Drive?
Sonic 3D Blast, the Sega Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have or not. I guess I haven't then. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to try it out some more. I'm mostly familiar with the first two Sonic games, which I love. So I haven't really gotten into much past that, but everybody tells me a lot about all the bad Sonic games, and I just haven't seen that many. Although you watch some of the videos we did recently, like Sonic 06, we played that one. That was pretty horrendous.
Not so horrendous as the Adventures of Sonic.
Oh, the Adventures.
The cartoon, I'm just kidding.
Well, there was a game I think called The Adventures.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong. I don't know.
They made a game out of the show that was based on the game.
No, I'm sorry. It was Sonic Adventures.
That's like the Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Yeah. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Adventures.
Yes. Okay. Now, next question. It's too confusing.
2, The Adventures Continue.
Oh, wait. You had our question, right? I'm sorry.
What was the worst LJN game you played?
The worst LJN game I played is probably Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. There's nothing excellent about that game.
Was that a bogus journey?
Oh, it was rather bogus.
Cool. We'll do another one over here.
So James, well, the both of you got to work with some astounding talent. James, you worked with Karen Perry and Dory's work.
Karen Perry, yeah.
And Doug, you got to work with Dante Bosco, probably the third most famous Filipino in the world. So I'm just wondering how you enlisted them and how it was like working with them.
I'll go real quick. When I was doing the Avatar vlogs, he saw the one where I was talking about, I was just praising him in this one video, and he caught wind of it, and he was just like, oh hey, this guy's really cool, and he vlogged and everything, and then I just met him at a convention, and he just immediately opened up, was the nicest guy in the world, and I just said, we could be down if we have to Chicago to film something. He's like, yeah, that'd be great, and it just went from there. I mean, he is just the nicest, sweetest guy, and he's like, anything you talk about, he really wants to listen to. It's not like he's just making small talk. Like, he wants to know as much about you to, like, just understand life. It's like, life's such a journey. It's just understand it as much as possible, you know? You don't have to be like, that's the kind of really cool guy he is, and he really needs it. So he's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Okay, so just the question is how you met them, just getting from the context to your answer. Right? But yeah, Karen Perry, it was like, working with him was totally awesome. It was the best it could possibly have been.
Oh, this side, that's
yeah, this question is for James. I really like the stuff that you do with Cinemassacre, especially the Monster Madness during October. Are we getting a new one this October? And can you give us what the subject is going to be this time?
I think you said, am I still doing Monster Madness this year? And is there a subject for it? Yeah, we are. It's a miracle every year to be able to pull that off with just the amount of it, 31 videos. We are doing it again. We're doing a little bit of experimentation. Mike is going to be involved in a little more of it this time, so we're going to have Mike on camera with me. We're going to do a little bit of unscripted reviews. Also the scripted ones, though. It's going to be a mix. So, and it's going to range from horror movies from like 1925 to 2015. So it's going to be like last year where there's a big variety. So yeah.
Cool. We'll do one back over here.
This question's for Doug. In the Garfield episode, you pointed out the fact that Bill Murray agreed to do the movie and he thought that the director was one of the Coen. But why did he agree to do the second Garfield Tales for Kids?
I think it was already in the contract.
Is it the contract?
That's my guess. Or the fact that the first one was a hit, so he's like, okay. But I do remember I saw like the interview with him, and he was saying that he tried his best to save the movie because they already shot the live action stuff, and he had to put in the dialogue in between what they're saying and what they're shot. So he started trying to really improvise some stuff, but it was just so difficult. It took like hours and hours on the first day, and then they had to have like a couple more weeks of this, and he just said, you know what, screw it, just never do this to me again. And he did to him again on the sequel. So, and the sequel he didn't even try. He's like, nah, I give up, whatever. So yeah, he very clearly does not like those films, and neither do I.
I finally saw the first one.
It's pretty bad.
I was looking for kids movies when I'm showing them to my kids. It's like soon as I just have to find something to put on. I'm like, all right, well, I wish the animated Garfield wasn't on demand, but there was the movie, and it doesn't make a difference for her. She's so young, so I was like, all right, let's watch Garfield. So I sat through it, yeah.
It's pretty heinous, isn't it?
Yeah. And then there's that second one, I'm like, oh no, the Tale of Two Kitties, yeah.
Yeah, don't see that one either.
All right.
So cool. Yeah, we'll do it on this side. Hey.
I have a question for both of you. The last review of you two did together that I saw was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover, which was a movie. Did these two ever consider doing a video game crossover together?
The video game, those are kind of,
yeah, we kind of did in a way with the videos we did. There were the James and Mike videos, but we had
yeah, like the Doug and James play and stuff. Like that. So, yeah, I guess it's kind of true.
Yeah, we will do more of that. Yeah, actually, it was funny. We were playing the other night. We were just playing Turtles in Time, and we played through the whole game, and didn't record or anything. But we just played it for fun.
Yeah, and then we're just like, crap, we should have been recording.
I was like serious. I was like serious. Like we're both of us of all the things we're playing Turtles. That's just the way it goes.
And we never turned on the camera. It's like, yeah, we yapped throughout the whole thing. So like, yeah, it's like, dang it, why didn't we record?
Yeah.
So, oh well, okay. Yeah. All right, I'll do another over here. Pick one again. Let's do it.
Hey, one question's for the nerd.
Yeah, of course.
Who's up there? Who's up there right now?
The nerd, that was Tolly.
I know it's been a while, but do you ever think you'll pick up do you ever think you'll pick up the You Know What's Bullshit series?
Yeah, hopefully again. The last one we did was like, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Last fall we did a bunch of them, and but I want to do them again. It's kind of like the way everything is. It's just kind of like one thing has to like go away for the other thing to flourish. So it's like now I'm doing board games again, but there's been no bullshit this year yet. So it's kind of like things just go into hiding, like hibernation. They come out again. So you'll see it coming back sooner or later, hopefully.
Cool. Let's do another one over here.
This one's for both of you, since you both around the holidays, both Halloween and Christmas. You guys do, of course, Monster Madness, but any nostalgia-ween plans or Disney December plans and ABGN themed Halloween episodes?
Yeah, no, we always do nostalgia wing. We got some good ones planned. We have another Stephen King one. Can't do without Stephen King. Are you gonna do the drinking games? What's that? You gonna do more drinking games? More drinking. No, I wanna keep my liver. That's probably not a good idea. But yeah, and we're probably gonna extend it out like one more week past October, so we can get 3 solid reviews in. So, because usually if we do it, it'd be 2 reviews and then 2 editorials. We're like, let's do 3. You know, people really want to see Nostalgia Ween. And then yeah, we also have stuff planned for Christmas as well, and the Disney Centers. And I don't quite want to give away what the Disney Centers are yet, but it's not the sequels yet because we couldn't get them all yet. But we do have something planned for that, and we'll get to that this year.
James. From the context, what I heard is just our planning especially for the holidays, basically like Halloween. Yeah.
Last year was wish list, and we did like Aliens 3, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, you do like those type of ABGN Halloween along Monster Madness. Was there any horror-related ABGNs that we can look forward to coming up?
Yeah. Is there any horror-related ABGN? I hope so for October. Every year I seem to pull one off, but it keeps getting harder and harder to find time to do one. So it's usually like a simple one. Last year was Beetlejuice, then like you said, Alien 3 was before that, and then Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins was not simple, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do something for Halloween, and then of course something for Christmas. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be as big as the 12 Days of Shitsmas. That was huge. Oh what?
Why don't you just do that one again?
Do it again, yeah. That was harder. That was actually if you count the 12 episodes, because it was literally 12 episodes. Oh, I don't know. It was awesome though. I loved it, but that was the 3rd most hours spent in an ABGN episode. So rank that in number 3 as the most time consuming if you count the 12, because they were all done in one session. So I'm hoping to do something big for Christmas, but I don't know what to see what it is. So lately I've been doing things one at a time. before I used to have like a list, so I knew what I was doing after this one, and after it was like kind of all lined up. But lately I've just been taking it one at a time. Actually, no, that's a good question for you. Do you do it like in advance, or do you just kind of like do you have a list ready, or do you just take it one at a time?
Well, when it gets to the holidays, I have a list ready, or if there's something like the big one coming up that I've been telling you about, like that one I knew I wanted to do since like I saw the movie. So it's one like I've been preparing it in my head, but it's usually just the 2 weeks by 2 weeks. I have ones listed that I'd like to do, but I don't know when I'm going to do them. So the holidays is the only time where I really like planning out like, hey, this has to be these movies and then this movie. So yeah. Cool. Alright, we'll do another one over here. Truck Road.
Okay, I like that. What do you think of the Fantastic Four movie?
I didn't see it. I hear it's amazing. But honestly, I had no interest in seeing the movie, but hearing everybody talk about it now, like, 'cause it just was boring and great and everything, but now hearing everybody talk about it, it's like, I might check it out now. I'm actually, like, really curious to see this and just see how specifically strangely bad it is. It's like, it got a lower rating than Batman and Robin. I am intrigued. I'm just intrigued how a movie nowadays can do that, like a superhero film and everything. So, yeah, I'll probably check it out when it comes to DVD. Cool. We'll do another one over here.
So what do you guys think is the fascination with the bad? Like, for both of you, bad movies, bad video games, that's what really gets interesting. Why do you think so many people are fascinated by watching these kind of things?
I don't know. I think the failure in something is so intriguing because we all kind of know things that are good. Chocolate is good, and Batman is good, and there's just things that we know are really good, and that we see someone trying to do the same thing, but it doesn't work. It's so fun to see, like, how not only how did this not work, but how did they think this would work? And what was the mindset behind it? And in my opinion, the ones, even if they're really bad, if there's a lot of passion behind them, those are the ones that are the most entertaining. Like, because you can feel they're throwing their all into it. It's just totally misguided.
Yeah, I think I learned more from bad movies. I think as much as good movies, just as much. Like film professors. If you're in a film class, they'll show you like all these acclaimed masterpieces. But I think you learn just as much as watching bad movies. I was thinking Planning from Outer Space is just as good a study as Citizen Kane, because you see all the things that you tried to do and that didn't work. But also, just for some reason, the bad part just kind of it makes for good entertainment.
Especially if something's trying to be serious and it doesn't work and it's so funny how not serious it is. I mean, it's entertaining. The Room's a masterpiece in my opinion. I mean, it's like even when they were like, whatever, trying to get us to take it down and stuff like that, I was still telling people, no, still go see this movie. This should be in the museum. I mean, this is like amazing. So yeah, I think those are usually a lot more funny. The ones that are trying to be serious and just totally fail. So yeah, we'll do another one over here.
Hi. This question is for both of you, but different versions of it. Doug, what's your biggest guilty pleasure movie and nerd guilty pleasure game?
Go to pleasure, like a game you like or a movie you like.
Like a guilty pleasure, yeah. That's
guilty pleasure. Okay, like one you know is bad, but they still like it.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me it's kind of a toss-up between, like, one is not really that bad, but I can't say it's good, but I still love it. That's the original Turtles movie. It is what it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You're not going to make that great just by that title, but it's like, I have such a sauce of it. I just love the passion and how hard they tried to make that movie work, and they just treated it, with as much dignity as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles can be treated with. But the other one that I know is a bad movie, but again, I can't help but really like it, is the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings. Because that was my introduction to Lord of the Rings, and I still stand by there's some stuff that's done better in that film than Peter Jackson films, but I know as a whole it doesn't work, but I still like it.
Well, mine's got to be Rocky IV, as far as movies go.
That film is amazing.
Why does Rocky have a robot? But For games, gee, I don't know. Maybe Simon's Quest. But Jekyll and Hyde, maybe just a glutton for punishment. Yeah.
So cool. We'll take one over on the right again.
Let's choose wisely. Choose wisely.
So I have 2 questions for Doug.
All right.
First of all, what would you think if someone, say, around my age or younger generation, did something like yours? What was nostalgic to a younger generation?
Say what, if someone either younger or your age did what?
Did a show like yours on YouTube if it was something nostalgic to a younger generation?
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I think with all of it, it's can you give an interesting point of view or do something kind of different with it? Can you do something that's gonna grab people? You know, but really any idea, it's like, you know, can be done well if you do it right. So yeah, I mean, I will say there's so many people trying to do reviews and stuff like that. I would usually say like, you know, yeah, you know, tread with caution, you know, because there are so many. But if it's something you really want to do, you have this passion for, it's like, yeah, go for it, try it. You got nothing to lose.
And also, second question, in the food fight review, which I watched too many times. As they're panning over the city, did you ever notice one of the buildings that was titled Melon Rouge?
You know, it's not like there's an absence of bad humor in that movie. I don't need to be reminded of more or added more. But I thank you for that. You know, you said you watched that review way too many, you know, one too many times. I watched Food Fight one too many times. I only saw it once.
Okay, so Rich.
How you doing, guys? Hey, I got a question specifically for Doug. It's more a phrase, a 3-word phrase. Leonard Part 6.
Ooh. I'm sure with all the fun Cosby's been having nowadays, he would love more attention. You know, I actually have not seen the movie. I have heard how bad it is, and like he hated it and stuff like that. So that might be one to look at. It would be fun to kind of address a little bit of the controversy and stuff.
Leonard Part 6.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that one?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Is there a 1 through 5 though?
No, there's only Leonard Part 6. Somehow that's a joke. I don't know how.
Somehow it's a joke.
Yeah, maybe if I see the movie, it won't be explained either. But yeah, it's supposed to be like one of the famous bad fonts in cinema. So I should at least check it out. I'll at least watch it and then see if it's worth doing a review for it. Okay, thank you. Great. Back to this.
2 questions.
All right.
The first one's for Doug. Are we going to be seeing more of the reenactment stuff in your future videos that you did with Jurassic World?
And Pixels, yeah, there is going to be more stuff like, I mean, it's not going to take over, you know, like the videos that have clips or anything. I think we're still going to do that, but yeah, they get a lot of hits on YouTube, and I think people really like to see us do something different. We like to do them because we like to try different stuff.
I was going to say, I really enjoyed the Jurassic World one.
Yeah, no, and that one's like, yeah, I was about to break 1 million, I think, and yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun to do. It just gave John Bailey to do that ending fight. I mean, it was just amazing. So yeah, there'll be more of those.
The Honest Trailer style. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And my second question is for the both of you. What, if any, are your plans for Dragon Ball Z games or movies or anything in the future?
Everyone's asking about to do Dragon Ball Evolution. We do have a plan for that. It'll be a while, but we do have a plan to actually review that movie. But if we're gonna do it, we kind of want to do it right, so it'll probably be sometime next year. But yeah, we do have something in plan for that.
I don't know. I have no plans yet. That's the short answer. So yeah. Okay, I'll keep it in mind.
Cool. Anyone else over on this side?
How did you and Mike ever get in contact with
John Tron videos?
Yeah, like the plays
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the whole thing. I heard the JonTron videos. I couldn't hear
Like when you showed around like your movie store in the basement.
Oh, yeah. The video or in the video store.
Yeah, the one that you played video. Like, how did you get in contact with
Oh, how did it come about?
Yeah, like how did you guys ever get the first name?
Oh, okay. Just how I met JonTron.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He came to, well, I see him, first I see him at a couple of conventions. At SGC, the Screw Attack Convention, and MadFest. And it was very brief meetings, but then he came to the 80 Gen movie screening in New York City, and afterwards we went out to just get some food, and he was like, oh, I really love the movie and everything, and we just got talking and stuff, and we're like, hey, we should do a video sometime. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, let's we'll keep in touch.
On all the bad ones, just choose a good one and just kind of make fun of that.
Oh, do I plan on doing any more good games as AVGN, but find like some kind of spin on it?
Yeah.
Like Mario 3, that was one of the first times I did like a full-on, like this is a great game, but it was like I wanted to find some unique angle, so I made it a product of the devil. And at the moment there aren't any plans to do any good ones, but I'm sure I'll come up with one sooner or later because it's not really just about it having to be a bad game. Like it doesn't have to be bad. It just has to make a good video, and it has to be like something good, but there's like something in it that can make you angry, So I'm sure that sooner or later there'll be something like that again.
All right, and then Doug, my question for you is, I don't know if you've gotten this request or a question on, do you ever plan on doing Miami Connection?
I don't even know what that is.
Look it up. The IMDb summary of it is a martial arts rock band goes up against a group of motorcycle ninjas.
Yes!
Studying a group on artists on how to
Oh!
train.
You had me a motorcycle
ninja. I must see it.
It's as 80s as it gets.
It must be seen.
Definitely check it out.
Miami Connection.
Yeah. Cool. We'll be ready another one here. Oh, there you go. That looks badass.
I love how the turquoise fades into the neon pink.
Cool. Yeah.
I have a question for Doug. Are you gonna do a video about Batman the Animated Series again?
God, I've done so many. If I could think of something to do, I mean, I did like share the best episodes. I talked about season 4 and everything. If I can think of one, maybe. We did talk about maybe doing a commentary, like when you could download for the Mask of the Phantasms. We really like that movie. Really feel we could talk about throughout the whole film. So maybe that might be coming up. So, cool. Have another one over here?
I have a question for both of you. With doing these reviews with YouTube and all that, when did you realize that you made that this is something you're going to do?
When I got paid for it.
What part of it was when you started getting paid? Like 2 years in, 1 year in?
I think it was like I was doing it on YouTube for about half a year, and then that's when Mike Michon came along, said he was going to get our channel awesome, and he told me the plan that he had in order to make a living at this. And he pretty much said it has to be 3 videos a week, and one of them has to be Nostalgia Critic. So we kind of said, okay, I'll do this for about 3 months. That should be enough time to get this going. And by that point, I should be getting the money for it and everything. And it was tough going 3 months without money. I had to save up and everything, but. After that he came through, he put the business plan together and everything, and the site and all that stuff, and I've been doing that ever since.
And James, what about you? How long did it take for you to start making a living essentially off this reviews?
How long did it take before you start making a living off what you're doing, or just making videos and stuff online? Yeah, it was a couple years really. I mean, it was like a year before I started getting paid a little, and it was just kind of like just enough to kind of work 2 jobs. I started to work my regular job because, then I couldn't pay my rent. I couldn't you lose all your health benefits if you quit your real job, because this isn't, making videos online still isn't like a real job, so you don't get health insurance with it or anything, so you gotta go find that on your own. So it really took a while before all that came in place, but I can do it comfortably enough. It's still risky, it's still always kind of like, there's always having support, you know, plus with the kid and everything, so it's like I gotta always keep, you know, everything going and make sure that everything's going right. Yeah, it's really, really hard to do. So yeah, I'd say it took a couple of years before I was at least able to stop working on the real job, you know what I mean? And I did all kinds of stuff before. I did corporate videos, I did wedding videos. So I worked a lot of different types of video jobs. I've worked at liquor stores. I've done everything from that to like, you know, corporate jobs. So yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. You guys do we have time for another one?
I think we're just at the end of time. If you want to take one more quick one.
All right, sure. One more quick one. Because he'd be more hands on this side. So yeah. Okay.
This one's for Doug.
I'll say again?
This one's for Doug. I'd have a suggestion for a top 11 video.
Okay.
Top 11 Mystery Science Theater episodes.
Oh, that'd be too tough. They're so good. They're so good. You know, we can answer real quick maybe what our favorite ones are, though. Favorite Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, okay.
Mine's probably Merlin's Magical Shop of Horrors.
Well, that's tough. I'm gonna have to maybe Godzilla versus Megalon. This is a movie to begin with. There's one last thing I have to say. The traveler will come. You will perish in flames.
Guys, thank you guys. Thank you all so much. See you later.
What an asshole.